Mobile gaming. Whenever you think of mobile gaming, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of just fall back into that era where everybody was playing Candy Crush and Flappy Bird and, piano tiles and things like that, where all of it was just kind of cheesy, quick. Oh, and Angry Birds. I mean, like, who can ever forget that? But it was all just kind of quick, cheesy apps that you were just playing in between classes and things like that. But now, as of late, mobile gaming is starting to hit just a little bit different. And I'm actually sitting here wondering, as we have two brand new consoles about to come out in about 10 days, I'm wondering whether or not I should go ahead and buy another phone just to game on. Let's talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, my cat is knocking over my water. Why? Why are you like this? Why do you hate me? I do everything I can for you. I would die for you. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, welcome back to another day in the studio. And today we're going to question whether or not mobile gaming is making another surge in the gaming industry. And I'm not saying that mobile gaming ever had a downturn to it. There's people that mainly play mobile games for, their sake of gaming. That's what they like. It's convenient, it's portable, you can do whatever you want with it. But when I say mobile gaming, I mean like PS Vita and PSP mobile gaming. I'm talking about like new Nintendo DS's and Game Boy Advance, when you had something in your pocket that you got a good quality game out of, but it's all on your phone. But when we look at where games are going today, especially with things like Xbox Game Pass having their XCloud function going into it, as well as the remote play, we have things like PUBG that made mobile gaming a lot better, Fortnite that started making mobile gaming a lot better, Among Us, recent games like Genshin Impact, all of these titles that are cross-play, platform play available. And these are things that you can just get your hands on, and you can go between each platform and still continue where you had left off, or at least get damn near a AAA experience in the palm of your hands. These are the things that I'm questioning right now. It's no secret that Xbox has been pushing their xCloud initiative with their Game Pass bundle deal along with the Xbox Series X and S. So what you're getting basically with those is you have two options. You have a streaming service where you can actually stream your games from your Xbox to your phone from wherever you are. The only thing is that you just have to sign into your Xbox once on the account that you're going to play on, and then you will be actually using the Xbox itself as the main source of where the games are coming from. So you will have access to it just like you're playing it at home. But if you have the xCloud service, they have a whole different initiative when it comes to that. You have games that you can play with a controller, just like you would with the remote play. You have games that have been transferred over to where they can work with a touch screen, so you don't even need a controller. And then there's certain games that you can actually go ahead and play multiplayer with the xCloud with a touch screen, and you can have all of that going at the same time. And those games, you are using the xCloud servers themselves versus using your control or your Xbox as the main source. So you do lose a little bit of functionality whenever you do that, but you do have complete access to the game that you're playing. You can play it from wherever you are at, and you don't have to worry about your Xbox like turning off if there's a power surge at home or something like that, because you are, with the remote play, still tethered to your Xbox, if that makes sense to you. When you put all that together and you have all of this coming together at once, you have a platform, or at least you have a clear pathway to go ahead and make video games more accessible wherever you want, whenever you want. So wherever, whenever, if you have the time, if you have the power, and if you have the data speed, that is all you would need. And testing this out on my own, I even went out and I traveled really, really far from my house. I went over to my mother's house, and she lives a little bit more out from the city, where I have a lot more actual data speed, and I was just using mobile data out there, and I was still getting clear, crisp gameplay on both the Xbox xCloud and the Xbox Remote Play. And whenever I was able to come back, also another difference between the two of those is with Xbox XCloud, you're very limited as to what functionalities you can get from the Xbox itself because you're playing off of a server. So you can really just hop in a party, play the game. That's the only two things that you really have. When you are using remote play, you can hop in a party, send messages, go through your home page because it's a mirrored screen. You're using your Xbox. The only thing you can't do is surf the store, which is totally fine because you're using the app that has the store on it to play the Xbox. So it's such a good setup right now that I'm starting to look into maybe that option of, hey, maybe I should get two phones. Maybe I can have something that I would play video games on and then also have my regular work phone, and my normal phone is already pretty powerful as is. I just don't want to make with every phone becoming shorter and shorter in lifespan because you only have pretty much a 2-year cycle on phones. The one that I have, I've had for a pretty good long time, and I do want to kind of shift my way into a new upgrade, but it's still good enough to do what I needed to do. And in regards to carrying two devices, you have certain things out here that are obviously marketed to be a bit more powerful for gaming when it comes to the actual phone specs itself. And those are things like your Galaxy Notes. Razer actually has their own phone, which they came out with a while ago, but they recently came out with the Razer 2 phone, which boasts things like having a 64 gigabyte storage with expandable micro SD slot up to 1 terabyte. It's got a 5.72-inch quality HD display that has a 120 hertz refresh rate, and then you also have a 4,000 mega amp battery with wireless fast charging available on it as well. And you have devices that are built like that, pair it with the Razer Kishi or more devices like the Razer Kishi that make gaming on your phone more accessible. It's actually kind of reminds me of back in the day when you used to run a iPod with your regular cell phone, your flip phone, that whatever you had, because you wanted your iPod to play all your music off of. Actually, I still have my iPod right here. Does it work? No. Do I want to keep it still? Yes, because I am a hoarder. My name is Cryptic and I am a hoarder. But those are just some of the thoughts that I just want to get out to you guys. I don't know where we're going with this generation, and I have a pretty good idea of where we're going with this generation, but the way it seems, mobile gaming may take on a brand new identity, and that's going to be something that actually excites me a lot, because the last thing that we've had, I mean, we've had our Nintendo DSs, we've had our PS Vitas and PSPs, and we're moving on to another era where we could be seeing AAA console level titles in the palm of our hands at a good quality, like graphics and refresh rates, and the fidelity of the games themselves would just look absolutely gorgeous. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all that I had on that thought. And of course, we have certain restrictions that we'd be facing whenever we would consider doing mobile gaming. That would be things like, what kind of data are you running? If you have a high data plan, you'll probably be in the clear. But if you're streaming a lot to a phone and you're using just data, you're probably going to eat through your plan pretty quickly. And then at the same time, you're also going to be using a lot of battery life, and then the constant recharging and using up the battery and recharging it and using it at the same time while it's charging. Those are things that will kill your battery life a lot faster, therefore killing the life of the phone a lot faster. So these are things that you would kind of have to take into consideration when you go into buying a new device, or even using your device that you have now for your main gaming device. So if you were looking into doing something like this and you want to figure out what kind of phone that you wanted to get for maybe just gaming purposes, which one would you choose? And which games would you be looking forward to when it comes to actually using a phone as a console level streaming device? Do you think that this is something that's going to hold up pretty well and that will possibly take off? Or do you think that this is just another PSP waiting to sink, and we'll just move on to the next console generation as we always have? That's it for the topic, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed this video today, please leave a like or a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. I have a wonderful community here with the Kingdom. If you want to get access to me, the easiest way to do so would be on Twitter or in my Discord, where I also have a lot of my community members chat about content creation. We kind of lead each other into different avenues to kind of help each other out, and you guys will have access to all of that in the description below. I will be streaming on YouTube a little bit more as I'm starting to get a little bit used to the YouTube platform. It's definitely not as clean as Twitch, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just make all of my moves on YouTube here and get more direct access to you guys, so you have a little bit easier way to find more of my content. And I do have the Dashboard podcast always going up. You can find it on any of your streaming services. That's where I talk about more gaming topics, and I get to talk to other creators about their journeys and their experiences through content creation for gaming. So if you guys are interested in any of that, it'll all be in the description below. And as always, my name is Cryptic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.